Hello and welcome to the Glesga podcast. Coming up this week.
How much money do these people fucking need? It's pure fucking greed. All these millennials, all your mob, steal everything now. You won't pay for anything. You're all thieving bastards. We haven't talked about Oasis for 5 or 10 minutes. We're talking about the tax man. We're talking about the NSA. You can bin all your cookies if you want, but when your hair's embedded in your keyboard, that's a dead giveaway.
But before then, we're talking everything Oasis.
Absolutely. I like it. There's the mango and pineapple flavour, and there's a black currant one. I mean, they're quite good. But and it used to be, if you don't like the taste of water, Oasis is for you. And they had a baldy guy on the bus shelters advertising it. Personally, I prefer water or tea.
So the comeback is on. 25 years later, Oasis are making a comeback.
Oasis. Oh, the band? You talking about the band?
Aye.
Oh, right. Well, I kind of missed it the first time round, so I'm not really... I mean, I saw them, though. I mean, I got a free ticket. They did a gig in 1996 at Ballock Park, and at the time I worked for a radio station. I was for Scott FM. I was Scotty McClue's, what's the word, fluffer, right? And what happened was we were given VIP passes to the backstage area in the Bell's whiskey cocktail tent. They were making whiskey cocktails. By the time Oasis came on the stage, I'm afraid I was out my face, and I don't remember anything about the gig except Phil K compared the gig, and people were all flinging plastic bottles about, and I get scudded on the chin with one, and then I went, next to throw a bottle, I'm going to wear them in, and they all stopped flinging bottles. And I don't know, it was all a bit of a blur. I remember the whole Rangers team were backstage in the VIP tent as well.
Oh, a bit of a blur were they on as well?
Oh no, they weren't there. No, right. Blur weren't there because they were the Rangers to Oasis Celtic, weren't they? They were the Liverpool to Oasis Manchester United. Oh, I shouldn't say that, Manchester City. And I think Blur, no, weren't there. Tell you who was there. The Bootleg Beatles were a support band, and a band called Cast.
Cast.
Do you remember them?
No.
They were really good. I liked them. And some other band. I don't know, the Bonzo Dog fucking Doodah band or something. I don't know. I was in the whiskey tent getting pished with the ex-wife. and she was in love with Ian Ferguson that played for Rangers.
He's dirty, to be fair.
And she'd a stucco and she'd done her ankle in or something.
So she was watching Cast in a Cast.
She's watching Cast in a Cast. That's very good. So my memories of the event are very sketchy. But I remember it. I mean, 96. How long was that ago? That's nearly 30 years.
It's a 25-year tour, isn't it?
Well,
and they'll be £25 a ticket. That's
come on, I mean, what age are they on now?
Oh, they must be in their 50s.
They must be. And they're still running about with that Stone Island Giro and Kidnap. Ah, come on, come on. Hey, I mean, fucking hell, they were on stage with Zimmers and all that. But mind you, it was for the Rolling Stones.
Well, this is the thing. Did you see online the video that a wee boy bumped into Noel Gallagher in the Stone Island store?
Did he? I don't know.
So he said to him, why did you fall out with your brother? And I was expecting a great comeback. And he says, because he stole my teddy bear.
Noel Gallagher said Liam stole his teddy bear?
The clip's online now.
Is that right?
Aye. He's expecting something like drug-infused fight or something like that.
Well, it's like Citizen Kane, innit? And you see that film, Orson Welles? It was made in the 1930s or something. And it's a kind of psychodrama, a kind of psychobabble about what drives greatness. And people think what drives you is something amazing and some inner force. And then it turns out that this man became a great billionaire and mover and shaker because he lost his fucking sledge when he was 6. A Rosebud at the end of Rosebud, it was his fucking sledge. And as somebody stole his sledge, so he became a billionaire and enslaver of millions because he never had a fucking sledge. So that's the same Oasis. Somebody stole my teddy.
Would you go and see them then?
Are you fucking mental? What do you, I've got my tickets for the Johnny Cash tribute.
Do you think it's mad though that they say, like, not how they always announce the show, and then they do extra shows due to phenomenal demand.
Aye.
But if they had phenomenal demand, they wouldn't have to advertise it. But the posters are everywhere.
Well, they've got to advertise it. How do you find out about it?
Because you just
I mean, are they psychically linked?
no, but you just tweet about it.
Well, I think that's what they probably did, and they got great publicity because it was on the news. They didn't need to advertise it because here, you know, there's nothing happening in the world when the news is talking about Oasis making a comeback. I mean, all the things happening in the world, wars in Ukraine and Gaza, or that. Oh, by the way, Oasis making a comeback. Oh, fuck, aye, that's news. And then suddenly everybody's talking about it, and everybody seems to want to go. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. Right. I mean, I bought the album and all that back in the day. Right, because everybody bought it. And it was a good album. It was the one, What's the Story, Morning Glory, was that the album? I can't mind. What was it called?
I think so.
The one we roll with it and all that on it. I can't mind anyway. So I had the album. Yeah, not bad. I was into them, you know, and then... But the idea of paying what much of the tickets, 150 quid, 200 quid?
Minimum, aye.
I mean, that's a fucking scandal. They're full in Murrayfield, right? 60, 70, 80,000 people at 200 quid a pop. Fuck, that's serious money.
You see all the hotels are cancelling.
That's right.
They're bumping folk out.
Yeah,
so
you booked a hotel in Edinburgh. But the idea of you booking a hotel in Edinburgh during August is insane anyway, because they're already dead there because of the fringe. But it's just fucking greed, people. It's fucking greed. How much money do these people fucking need? You know what I mean? It's pure fucking greed. And because all these millennials, all your mob, steal everything now. You won't pay for anything. You're all thieving bastards. You steal everything now. I mean, it's like this fucking podcast. We can't sell it. Nobody will buy it. So we need to give it away because you're all thieving fuckers. Oh, you don't buy CDs or DVDs. You fucking steal everything. It was called BitTorrent. Is that what it's called? Maybe I'm a bit old-fashioned. You're fucking stealing everything. You're a shower of shoplifting bastards. Mind you, if there's any shoplifters out there, going to get us some fucking razors.
Talk about being greedy bastards. You can come and see us. We're only a tenner. 20th of October at Blackfriars. Because we had a good time at the Fringe, didn't we? We rocked the Fringe.
We fucking absolutely rocked the Fringe. We went to Edinburgh. Vini, Vidi, Vici. We came, we saw, we conquered, man. Edinburgh didn't know what hurt them, man. A bit of Glesga 10 pull right up them.
So here's a wee clip from us at the Edinburgh Fringe.
So what do you do yourself for?
I'm an estimator and a CAD technician.
An estimator and a CAD technician. So what's the biggest building you've ever designed?
We don't design.
Well, you put it on the CAD, so is it an as-built? What is it? It's already been built?
Well, we interpret the architect's details.
You interpret, so it's not been built?
It's not been built yet, no.
Well, wait, you say you fucking... So what's the biggest...
What's the biggest picture you've drawn?
So can I see one of the buildings you've drew? Where can we see? Where there's the edifice, the testament to your existence?
All over the country.
All over the country? Who do you think you're? Norman fucking Foster? And if you don't know who he is, Google him. Right. So what one?
People's High School.
People's High School?
The new People's High School.
Fucking school. 3 stories if you're lucky. Hardly a big building, mate. I thought you were going on there, you fucking made the Burj Al Khalifa. Yeah, I mean the Petronas Towers. People's High School. Sweet. Good for you, big man. And what's the estimate for People's High School?
1.5 million.
Aye, I bet that'll go up, eh? Aye, public sector cuts, aye. How much will it be? 1.5 million, give or take 4.5 million.
But that was a good laugh on it. But sometime there.
It was brilliant. And you know what was amazing? 2 things happened, which I thought were remarkable. We had loads of people in for Falkirk, which was weird. So if you're in Falkirk, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. There's clearly fuck all going on in Falkirk, right? And the amount of people who were employees of Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs.
I know. It was frightening.
It was frightening. It was fucking... I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist, as you well know. I've got a feeling they're lining up to give old Glesga Dad a hump.
Thank fuck we never took cash in the door that day.
No. Well, we've sold all out in advance anyway.
We did.
We never took any cash in there. Maybe the odd one.
Yeah.
But it all went through electronically. Did we not take that? What's that thing you've got?
Oh, the wee...
Where you zap it? Like, you see them in the Chinese and all that. When you go to the Chinese...
Aye, the touch contact.
Aye, whatever.
Straight into my bank account.
Straight into his fucking bank account. You'll be going to see Oasis.
So we did sell out in September, so we sold out weeks in advance, so that's why we've put October 20th on.
Yeah, there's all the tax inspectors and arseholes for Falkirk. No arseholes, people for Falkirk.
Oasis they're going to pay a lot of tax, aren't they?
Well, they've got an army of accountants. That's what these bastards do. Oasis has got an army of accountants trying to find ways to avoid, not evade. Tax evasion is a crime. Tax avoidance, although morally reprehensible, is not a fucking crime. So they've got an army of accountants and lawyers who know how to use money and move money and, you know, manipulate money so that no tax gets paid. Write-offs, depreciation, transfers. They'll be paying fuck all tax. No. It's arseholes like us that pay tax because we don't have an army of accountants. We've got this fucking idiot doing the books.
To be fair, they're going to have about 5 lorries to park in Edinburgh. That's some bill.
Who's going to have 5 lorries?
Oasis for their setup.
5 lorries? I bet you it's 50.
50 lorries?
50 trucks full of their gear. I remember I saw the Rolling Stones at Hampden Park in 1990, right? And it was the Steel Wheels Urban Jungle Tour. And then they were only in their 50s, right? And they were phenomenal, right? It was the biggest concert tour the world had ever seen at that time. And that was in 1990. So that was how many years ago? Fucking 30 odd years ago, right? 35 years ago. And while they were playing in Glasgow, right? They had 3 road crews. They had 3 separate crews, the Rolling Stones. And so while they were playing a concert in Glasgow, they were setting up the next concert in, Sweden or something. And then the 3rd road crew were on their way to fucking Barcelona. And so all the Stones did, they stopped playing, jumped on a fucking plane, went to Sweden. By the time that had been set up, they dismantled Glesga and it moved on to fucking Dortmund or something. I don't know, right? And these 3, and I spoke to a guy at the time, a fucking helicopter.
Yeah, go, it's Oasis going to a gig.
Fucking Oasis, my ass. It's the Rolling Stones going to get blood transfusions because they're 180, right? So, that's the busies. That's the Polish, right? Fucking looking for us. Anyway, so I was speaking to a guy in the pub who was one of the road crew on it, like a couple of years later. I says, what do you do? I'm a rigger. I said, what the fuck's that? And he says, we build stages and all that. He says, I was on the Steel Wheels tour. And one of the they were all doing cocaine, or all mad with it and all that, all pished every night and fucking Rolling Stones. And one of the trucks came off the road in Spain or something, and they seriously fucked things up. It took them ages because the schedule was all so tight. They did a gig somewhere in, I don't know, Barcelona, and it wasn't totally, completely put together because it was too late. They were still picking the shit up off the road by the time the band were sound checking.
It's mental.
Mental.
Well, to be fair, our wee sound guy's rigging Blackfriars now. Well, we're doing this.
Who, Wee Willie? Wee Willie?
Willie's.
Oh, Wee Willie's pulling his pudding in his flat in fucking Carnwadrick, whatever he stays. Wee Willie's having a chug right now. He's your techie. Our transport is him in a fucking Uber.
An Uber asking for his money when he gets it. Poor bastard. I'll tell you something though. See, if I was Oasis, right, I know who I would get to do my marketing stuff. All this online stuff. See these folk that put the posters up for the circus. I want them to do my marketing when I ever tour, because you see them everywhere.
No, you don't. You only see them in Chinese takeaways.
No,
and laundries.
No, you don't.
You only see them in laundromats and Chinese takeaways. And hairdressers.
Well, you're just naming every shop in the high street.
Right. Suppose a baldy guy doesn't wash his clays and doesn't eat Chinese food. You're not going to get him.
Aye, because they put them on the telephone exchange boxes, the BT boxes and all that.
Do they?
Aye. They're everywhere. But do you know how they get away with it though?
How?
So they go into the Chinese and they offer them paper tickets. So they give them, they say that we'll paper you 4 tickets because it's not going to make a big difference when their venue holds 500. And that's why everybody puts a poster up. But I couldn't do that because my venue's only had about 20. So it'd just be folk for the Chinese and Indian at my shows.
Then you're fucked. You don't made any money. Wait, I went to the circus once, right? And I was at ringside. And what I remember, what I take for the circus is the unbelievable smell of shit. As I was sitting at ringside. People don't realise this. But they use animals in the circus. I don't know, fucking lions and dancing bears and horses and fuck knows. And they shit everywhere. There's horses running around the ring and they're shitting. And all you can smell is shit. The unbelievable aroma of shit.
Then the clown comes on and starts juggling with the shit.
Flinging shit, everybody. No, it was just the smell of shit.
That'll be you in Vegas at the strippers, a ringside seat.
Well, as long as they don't shit themselves. Because, that would be a different kind of fetish night.
Maybe you're into that, aye.
Well, how do you know you're into that? I would say it's all thanks to all men. You don't knock it till you've tried it.
Aye. How did we get for Oasis into shitting in folks'
I
stomachs?
fucking copped us back.
It's fine, it's looking for you as a tax man.
It's not looking for me, the tax man, fucking in the helicopter.
They'll be shining a light right on you and your computer with your Excel spreadsheet up.
They don't need to do that. They just break into your computer. They can look at your bank account.
No, what do you mean? You got to get access to it.
Don't you think the internet service providers, don't you think they work in tandem with government to give them access?
No, because you're not allowed to access it.
Aye, you're not allowed to access it. Edward Snowden, permanent record, right? He came out about 10 years ago. No, it's more than that. He was under the Obama administration and he revealed, he worked for the NSA, National Security Agency, and he revealed that the Obama government were harvesting every single email, every single telephone call, every single message, every single thing that anybody sent, telephone call, message, email, everything, with every attachment, was all recorded by the National Security Agency. The National Security Agency and also the security agencies of Canada, United Kingdom, Australia and New Zealand, it's called the Five Eyes, have a software package called X Keyscore, right? And it's like fucking Google on steroids, by the way, right? You think Google's good. This X Keyscore has got the ability, they could type in Glesga and they can look at all your messages in your messenger, they can look at your email account, every fucking thing, everything. They can look at it if they want to look at it.
So you think Obama's sitting there with Glesga's texts?
I think if he's looking at my messages, he's got his breeks at his ankles pulling his banger because it's filth. But that's what's happening. I remember when COVID started, this taxi driver says, have you applied for this? Remember that grant everybody got that was self-employed? I said, have you applied for this grant? But it's obvious he was a tax dodging bastard, right? He says, oh no, I'm not applying for it, I'm not applying for it. He's a fucking tax dodger, he's never paid his tax because he's taking cash, so he's fucking trousered it, right? He went, oh, I'm not letting the government know my financial business. He says, do you honestly think that the British government can't look inside your bank account? Do you really believe that? And do you honestly think that All the government has to do is look at your MOT record, and the first year it'll be your mileage will be, say, 10,000, and the next year your mileage is 40,000. Do you think they're going like that? He's done 30,000 miles a year. So let's say 3/4 of that was business miles. It's 70 pence a mile. They can calculate your income like that. You think these people are fucking stupid? No, you're fucking stupid. You're a fucking idiot.
On that note, I'm away to turn on my VPN, and while I do that, here's a wee clip from one of our live shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, living legend, Frank McAvenny.
So do you still do 5-a-side, or is the bed a bit smaller now?
Me? No. Hey. You've been waiting, haven't you? Yeah.
And remember, you can come and see us live at Blackfriars on the 20th of October. Click the bio link in any of our socials or visit glesga.com for more information.
We haven't talked about Oasis for 5 or 10 minutes. We're talking about the tax man. We're talking about the NSA. You know what I mean? Who wants to know about Oasis? Fuck's sake. People are sitting going, is the government looking at me? Aye. You can bin all your cookies if you want, but by the way, when your hair's embedded in your keyboard, that's a dead giveaway. Right? The point is, you know, everybody, according to this Edward Snowden, by the book, it's called Permanent Record, everybody, according to him, looks at porn. They know all your pornography and everything. They know everything about you.
Well, that's normal, isn't it?
What's normal?
Well, everybody looks at...
What's normal?
Aye. Everybody looks at porn, so who cares what they see?
Well, but people would... right, aye. Everybody looks at porn, but you ask anybody, do you look at porn? No. You're a fucking liar. Of course you look at porn, you know what I mean? You fold your bed sheets with a mallet, you wanker. Right, this is the point is that if they thought that anybody found out, you know, somebody was shiting through a glass coffee table and all that, right? It's what you're looking at, right? You'd be horrified. But this is the point. It's all about control. The government want to control the population. They know everything about you, and if they turned their spotlight on you, if they wanted to, absolutely everything, everybody you've interacted with, everybody you've phoned, every voicemail message, email, you name it, any, you know, attachments and everything, and they build up a picture. Who is this guy? And then they just feed it out to they set up a troll account, right, on the internet, troll accounts and everything, release it all this information about you, and you find out, you know, on the internet somebody shows you wanking to panda sex and all that, right? That's you fucked. That's you neutralised.
You need to stop watching videos online.
I don't, but look, it's not what I want. Right? I've got nothing to hide. I've got absolutely nothing to hide.
Right, yeah, I could find stuff in this.
Right, fine. I also don't give a toss what anybody thinks about me. He's watching pandas wanking himself. Who cares? Right, who cares? I couldn't care less what anybody thinks about me. And I get nothing to hide. Didn't bother me. Hey, my keyboard is absolutely chock-a-block with ball hairs.
So talk about ball bags and ball hairs. So Oasis, going back to Oasis, did you ever fall out with your brothers growing up?
All the time, man. You'd fight like fuck. You'd fight like fuck. You know that, right? I mean, something would happen and then you go, you doing it, you'd be fighting like fuck and everything. But you think back, you go, what was that about? I don't know. I remember my big brother, he beat me at Subbuteo one day and he made me mad. And I was that mad, he shat himself and out the door. But you just go mad, you know what I mean? Just people fight when people are living, because it's not like now. We were all living in a confined space. There was 400 of us in a shoebox, right? And when you're fucking that close, you fucking annoy people, you annoy each other, and then you all fight like fuck. That's what happens. Like a lot of bees in a jar. If you shake the jar, the bees are going fucking mental. So there was 9,000 of us living in a toilet.
Talking about a shoebox, that's where they first performed in Glasgow, isn't it? King Tut's.
King Tut's Wawa Hut.
Aye.
Yes. I've been in there a couple of times. But it's this where these young bands coming up. That's one of the cool venues. It's a rite of passage. If you're in a band, man, and you play King Tut's Wah Wah Hut, it means you're on the way.
You get no money, but you've played King Tut's.
Did they pay you? I thought they paid you. Fuck's sake.
They must pay you, but
They
a
must.
lot. I don't know about King Tut's, but a lot of these venues, it's like they make it out as if it's
In
prestigious.
fact, I gigged at King Tut's Wah Wah Hut.
I assume comedy.
No, aye, right.
Right.
You see, back in 19 Canteen, years ago, I was engaged by the sensational Alex Harvey band. Now, this was in the 90s, I'm pretty sure. Now, Alec, God rest his sweet soul, he died in the 80s. But the rest of the Harvey band, at the time, Ted and Hugh, Chris and Zal, they had teamed up with Billy Rankin, former Nazareth musician. And they went on the road as the sensational Alex Harvey band and Billy Rankin, and I supported the Harvey band on tour, and one of the gigs was in King Tut's Wah Wah Hut. And so I went on before the Harvey band. Great fun.
You were the warm-up act,
I was a warm-up act.
ringside.
Great fun. 300 sweaty, middle-aged mental cases, and I was just ripping the arse out of them all, and they loved it.
So the Oasis are playing obviously massive crowds. What's the biggest crowd you've ever played?
What's the biggest crowd I ever played? I don't know.
You must know the biggest venue you've played. Have you played like the O2 or
No, the O2. What the fuck am I doing in the O2?
no, the one in Glasgow?
The
it used
O2? No.
What was it
Peter
called?
Kay plays the O2. He plays a shovel on stage to Queen songs in the O2. He should get booked in King Tut's Wah Wah Hut.
You get booked at fucking Dolby's Garden
I
Centre.
don't know.
You've played the Kings. That's fairly big.
Yeah, I suppose so. Many's in that.
1800.
Well, there you go then. In fact, I tell you, I played the Shepherd's Bush Empire. 3,000 people.
What was that for?
Pete Doherty tour. I was a support act to Pete Doherty.
My cousins went to school with him.
Yeah, good for them. He's a lovely fella. He's a very nice fella. He's at that time he was a bit chemically inconvenienced. You
How
know,
much? Aye.
he was a man of leisure, and it was nice touring with him. He was a lovely fella.
How many trucks did they need for his gear? And
I
then,
think it was just the one.
and how many for his equipment?
No, what are you on about?
His gear.
Oh, right, no. I think that was supplied locally. I don't know.
Is
I've
that-
not got an answer to that.
Is that what you were paid in? Or were you paid in hard cash?
No, I was paid via bank transfer.
A big transfer.
Yeah.
HMRC, you're listening. I played, know how Aberdeen Music Hall? So at the time before it was refurbished, I think it held about 1,600. I played to 15 people in there. 15 people. It was incredible. It was Aberdeen City
Were they
Council.
spread out?
They were
Or were they all
spread. No,
sitting-
they were spread.
Should have got them all sitting in one, but can you all sit down the front? Mm.
So it was Aberdeen City Council had done this event and obviously clearly hadn't advertised it very well. And there was 15 people in a 1,600 seater.
What'd you get for it?
I got about £500. It was a long 20 minutes, so
Was it?
aye.
Yeah, it wouldn't have bothered me.
Well, every long 20
I
minutes.
just have that £500 going, just do my thing and go, thanks very much, sir. Wonderful audience. Thanks very much. Thanks for coming.
So you'll not be going to see Oasis then? It's a
Oh,
no-go.
fuck off. No, man. I mean, who would I go and see? Do you know what? The last big concert I was at was Iron Maiden at a Hydro, and it was fucking brilliant. See if somebody gave me a ticket for nothing, I'd go, right? Because I think Oasis are great. I like Roll With It and all that. And what's that other one about all the dirty dishes in the sink? I don't know, some might say. They've got some good songs, some good tunes.
How many bands do you think are still around that it's family members in them? So you've got Oasis that are brothers, obviously. Proclaimers, they're still gone.
Right, the Osmonds. Donnie and Marie
Donnie
are
and
still
Marie.
playing Vegas.
So he's touring with...
Donnie Osmond.
he's the Pharaoh at the moment, and
Joseph the Technicolor Dreamcoat. Whereabouts?
he's touring UK.
Is
They're
that
doing
right?
a tour, aye.
Fucking hell. So I don't know. Family bands. Who else was there?
The Beverly Sisters.
The Beverly. They're dead, man. They're fucking dead. The Beverly Sisters.
The cheeky
They
girl.
were out during the war.
Cheeky.
Man, the Beverly Sisters.
Well, I don't
Fuck's
know.
sake, hinge and bracket. Who the fuck are you talking about?
The Cheeky Girls.
Oh, they're horrors, man. They're a pair of horrors.
They went out, they get married to Hewitt, the MP, didn't they? What's his name?
Lembic, Opic,
That's it.
Opic.
Lembic.
I think he was banging one of them. I don't think they get married.
Right.
Was he no? I think he was going to. He's a fucking idiot as well. He tried to be. He lost his seat and then tried to become a stand-up comic. I mean, the guy's a joke. Fucking hell, Lembo Opic. Who named him? Fucking hell. He should go and Countdown, he'd win it. The Beverly Sisters. The fucking, the roly-polies. What are you talking about? The fucking Beverly Sisters. Who the fuck did that come from? I know I sometimes have old references. Fucking hell.
Okay, so some might say that is the end of the episode, and it is indeed. So remember, if you enjoyed this episode, please tell your friends. You can visit all our socials at glesgadad.com or click the link in any of our bios.
So whoever your podcast provider is, please roll with it and give us 5 stars.
And as usual, if you enjoyed the podcast, please tell your friends, but if you didn't,
Fuck off.